All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, so just looking back at this fight again, and thinking about it, that's how I usually do when I see these fights, man, with crazy knockouts. I be thinking about them, and I just kind of look at how things played out, where the mistakes were made, and, just what went wrong in this whole fight. First off, I have to say, look, shout out to Gabriela Fernandes. I don't think we've been giving her enough credit. This girl, she had odds against her. This was like one of the four highest upsets, and it made top four highest upsets in UFC history. I think it was up there with that Agapova Dobson fight. And I did mention that. When I was watching this, before the fight started, that fight ran through my head. I said, what if she pulls a Dobson in here? And lo and behold, she did. So I got to give, Gabriela Fernandes a lot of credit. I know she had a shaky start in the UFC, but the girl had a little bit of experience coming in here. And on top of that, she had a lot riding on it. She was flying over to China, going over to strange country. And again, just everybody doubting her, not a lot of people just throwing stuff at her and booing her or anything. But at the same time, just knowing that a lot of people are against you and feel like you shouldn't even be here, or you're just a sacrificial lamb, that kind of hurts in some ways, But she translated all that energy into a solid performance, a cinematic comeback for it, if you will, storybook comeback in the fight. So shout out to Gabriela Fernandes on that, and condolences too. Also, she had lost her sister, and she still came in and took this fight. So definitely a lot of respect there for Gabriela Fernandes. But what I wanted to talk about in this video was just Wang Kong's approach to this fight, and a couple of questions to answer here, because some people feel like this was a lucky shot. Oh, this is just her getting caught, and it wasn't really a big mistake. It would happen to anybody. No, it was still a mistake on Wang Kong's part. It's still a technical mistake and also a mental mistake on Wang Kong's part. This wasn't like a fluke shot, because the shots that were coming in this fight, that were coming from Gabriela Fernandes, they were consistently coming from her. A lot of these shots were missing. It was just the fact that Wang Kong let her guard down and she got too comfortable in there, right? So it's more of a discipline issue and some technical hiccups on Wang Kong's part. Okay, that's just what it is. I mean, she walked into the kick, she walked into the left hand, and she was put down and she was choked out. As simple as that. She made the mistakes in the second round. She abandoned the game plan from the first round, and she suffered the consequences. This is simple as that. You could see the texture of the fight change from the first round to the second round. It's clear as day. She started with a systematic breakdown of her opponent, like I've been talking about with other fighters that need to do. Wang Kong started off trying to break her opponent down, going to the body, and just outlanding her and doing that throughout the first round, which was working for her. But when you still look at the body language of Gabriela Fernandes was not out of the fight. She had no answer to what was going on in the first round, but she was still in the fight. She was still trying. Because even at the end of the first round, she was still landing a couple of her own shots, and she still continued to throw those roundhouse kicks. So keep those roundhouse kicks in mind, even though they were missing. So first round, yeah, it clearly went to Wang Kong, but she wasn't going in there with that knockout mindset. She wasn't going in there with knockout mindset. She was chopping the tree down, which was what I was liking. But going into the second round, I noticed that she started abandoning things. She started abandoning keeping her range. She started stepping more into the power zone of Gabby and disrespecting her and just pushing her back at this point, thinking that, oh yeah, she didn't offer nothing, the body shots are landing, let me go ahead and walk this girl down and just totally disrespect her. So she started landing more combinations, but even the headshots that she was landing weren't really doing damage, because Gabby was still taking a lot of steam off by rolling back and blocking a lot of these shots. The only shots that were really landing were some of those leg kicks, the body kicks, and the body shots. So if she just stuck to that game plan, that would have worked for her. But like I said, she just started walking more into the fire of Gabby in the fight and started looking for that knockout. Like, she started turning it up. Like, she kind of felt like, okay, I got to get her out of here. And that's the one thing I'm thinking here, for Wang Kong to kind of switch modes like this, it kind of shows me that she might have a little discipline issue. It's more of like a discipline issue here, and kind of being a little too overconfident after that last fight, and just feeling like, okay, I got to live up to the Victoria Leonardo fight. I got to live up to, everybody else getting finishes on this card. I'm back home in China. I got to do this. A lot of things are, riding on her. She felt like, and a lot of things going through her mind. So she probably had it in her mind to say, okay, if the knockout isn't in the first round, at some point it's got to come. So I got to force it, you know. So I think she just kind of abandoned some things. If you look at them, those subtle things she abandoned in the second round led to her, you know, just walking into some, you know, careless shots. And that's why as I was watching the fight, I just kept saying, you know what, Gabby still has a good chance here because, you know, Gabby is still swinging. Like, Gabby, she'll put that right hand, left hand together, that overhand right. She'll put those shots together. So when she landed a few of her punches on the chin, I was like, okay, Wang took those, but I don't know how much more she can take. So again, you know, Wang Kong, she comes back with her own combination, but even before that, like, she stepped into, you know, she just stepped into the range of Gabby, and then Gabby comes up with a kick and boom, catches her on the jaw, puts her down, and she's groggy from that. And instead of, you know, standing up to clinch or, you know, even get out of the zone, when she gets back up, she, you know, she just steps to her right when she's still in the zone of Gabby, and Gabby just throws that hard left hand and puts her down, and from there, you know what it is. So from there, I can't even say like it was a ground issue with I can't even say it was like a jiu-jitsu issue, a ground game suspect about Wang Kong. None of that, because she got choked out at that point because it was just whatever Gabby wanted to do. Gabby could have done whatever she wanted at that point. You know, clean knockout, maybe land another shot to put her clean out, ground and pound, submission of whatever she wanted, what have you, whatever. But it was more of just like some stand-up issues for Wang Kong, and I think just mental issues. Not saying she's crazy or anything. I'm just saying like mental as far as like discipline. You know, I don't think that Wang Kong totally respected her opponent in there after that first round and just abandoned the game plan. But again, for me, like as a striking fan, as I'm watching the fight, you know, I'm just looking at Gabby and her body language. Like, Gabby was never out of this fight. You know, Gabriela Fernandes was never out of this fight. Like, she lost the first round clearly, yes, but she wasn't hurt. She wasn't torn up. She wasn't limping. She wasn't marked up going into the second round. She was still swinging with full power even when she was missing. So it was just a matter of time. When she found that chin, you know, it was going to be over. And that's what Gabby looks for. She's going to be looking for that chin all night. You know, she's in the fight. So, yeah, when I just look back at some of Gabby's fights, I was like, yeah, she's got a lot of power. So, you know, I know what the UFC is doing here. Like, they're trying to set up a good stand-up fight for China at the same time, you know, a good homecoming for Wang Kong. But it could easily go the other way here because Gabriela is dangerous on the feet. Gabriela is looking for somebody that stands. You know, she don't want to face another grappler right now. You know, Gabriela doesn't want to face another grappler. So, lo and behold, you know, I'll say this. Gabriela was probably relieved she was fighting Wang Kong. You know, everybody else thinking, oh, she's going to get knocked out. No, she probably wanted to fight a stand-up fighter this time around. She don't want to fight another Jasmine or Teresa Blades. So her heart was still completely in this fight. So when she's in there standing with Wang Kong this whole time, and Wang Kong even won the first round, she's probably, okay, I still got a good chance of winning. Even when she fought Carly Giudice, you know, you got to kind of go back and look at these fights now. Like, that's what was keeping her in this fight. You know, that's why I was saying, you know, maybe for Wang Kong, it would have been better if they put her in there with like a wrestler or grappler, if they really wanted to give her another highlight reel. But no, Gabriela wasn't standing for it, you know. So, yeah, I just think this one was like some technical hiccups, and it was all set up. You know, it wasn't like Wang Kong just got caught by a lucky shot. No, like, Gabriela continued to throw with power, and that's just her style. She's going to be looking for the chin or, you know, the finish, however it comes. You know, again, when it comes to Wang Kong's stand-up game, as far as, you know, her technique, I like that. But the technique is going to take you it's only going to take you so far. And that's what I'm telling you, like the fans, like me as a stand-up fan, you know, I know Wang Kong possesses good stand-up as far as her skills and how she throws. But as far as putting everything together, as far as discipline, and like I've been telling y'all with the fighters like Silva and Manon, where they know how to pace themselves, you know, that's going to have to be a big part of her game. Like, you just can't throw nice punches. It takes more than that. Like, you got to know when to throw, and you got to know your opponent's body language. Like, am I hurting them? Am I doing damage? Are they walking through my punches? Like, do I have to take my foot off the gas? Do I need to pepper them more? Do I need to throw big shots at this point? You know, do I need to go to the body? Like, those are the questions that need to be flying through their head, you know, really quickly as they're landing on their opponent or thinking about setting it up. And I think that's how Manon and Natalia and those strikers move. But yeah, nothing wrong with her mechanics. Like Wang Kong, she throws nice punches, but if she's not seeing the knockout come, it's just not coming at that point. So I think she just got a little overconfident. Maybe not even that, but like I said, just the pressure to get the finish just kind of made her go in there and throw caution to the wind. And you saw what happened. Because even another thing I wanted to say too, like we can't just base it off of stand up too. Like when you go back to the unranked fighters 2 or 3 years ago, like when Erin was unranked, her stand up wasn't the best. Her stand up was the best, but it was about knowing when to throw and how her opponents reacting to it and when to let it go. Which is a whole different thing I'll talk about maybe in another video or in the live when I go live tomorrow. But yeah, guys, it's not over for Wang Kong. She'll be back. Again, she's an unranked fighter. She's unranked, so she still has time to grow. I mean, she's a little older, of course, but she's already in the 30s. But hey, that's usually when a fighter hits their prime. So she'll be back, man. It's just a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned that I think that it was building up to it outside of the cage, and then you saw it inside of the cage, plain as day. So give Gabriela her credit here. She got a clear-cut finish, and yeah, just a good fight all around, guys. What did y'all think? What do y'all think happens here for Gabby and for Wang Kong? What do y'all think it was? Wasn't a lucky shot to me. Thought it was technically set up on both sides here. Gabriela having the offense, and Wang Kong just kind of sleeping on the offense. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.